these are the ones that are going to matter, man. You got two guys coming out here, 5-5, 5-6, looking to swing it in their team's direction.
Shay Addison out of New Jersey, Fettig out of North Dakota, and Fettig has dropped 5 straight matches after a 5-1 start, but 2 of those to top 10 wrestlers, and he's somebody who during his time at SDSU has bounced around. We talked about Espinoza Owens. He's competed at 65, he's wrestled at 74, he's at 84.
I think if you're SDSU and you're Brock Fettig, you just want to find your way into a match where in the third period you're within winning, right? You just feel your way through the match. Previously, we've seen a lot of attacks from Brock Fettig, but it just seems like we're off by just a little bit of an angle. So you want to feel your hands through this match. Great snap by Addison. And you see Fettig just continue to work his space forward.
Again, Fettig, somebody who the last 2 years backed up the All-American Bennett Berge. Now, Berge moving to 97. Fettig's had his opportunity here.
Stall call offered there.
Boy, Zeke Jones can't believe it.
Again, I think that it was similar to what happened at 141 pounds with Manville. Your job is to circle back in. Julian Tagg did not do that, and it's Addison's job to circle back in. He didn't do that. You know, the intention of that rule is not for people to sumo wrestle and push each other out of bounds. The intention is for the wrestling to happen in the middle so we can get some guys scoring points and have a good product on the mat, right? So, but there's gamesmanship to it. You work yourself to the edge. If you're not going to wrestle back in, shoot them off. Get yourself a stall call. Get yourself a point.
It's like anything. You use it to your advantage.
And it's an optic to the referee. If you're constantly seeing someone's back to the boundary, it's something that they see and they take into account.
Sure.
A great pressure from Fettig. I mean, he's the one keeping him on the edge. Another shot. Now, you don't see the Arizona State corner standing up quite yet. They're telling him what to not do now because that is a stall. That's the boundary rule. Would I say that Brock Fettig is working harder inside of the mat and he should get a traditional stall call? I would not. But I would say you got to wrestle back in from the boundary, either guy.
Sure. Addison's brother Nick, a wrestler at Stanford.
I mean, this is a big match for each side. You know, you got a guy going out there, and the expectation is kind of unknown for each guy. So this is a big swing part of the duel for each team.
84 and 97 will feature 2 unranked wrestlers.
Kind of how I mentioned earlier, I mean, I don't think Brock Fettig has a game plan that he needs to take 7 shots again. I think he has a game plan of I need to stay in good position and take good shots. There's action on the edge as they circle back in.
Well, so far this duel has been everything we thought it would be. A lot of emotion, a lot of intensity. And the end of that last match kind of got away from Valencia. But other than that, I mean, they've been down to the wire, all of them.
Yeah, and that's exciting. That's that dual setting, right? 2 teams competing hard. And honestly, man, kudos to Arizona State. It's a travel up to a packed house, and these guys are competing hard. And don't get it twisted. Travel can be hard, too. I mean, you're managing your weight. You're managing all the things, you know. So,
But you and I talked about that, too. There were times you actually preferred to be on the road because there were fewer distractions than at home.
Fewer distractions, maybe the expectations are different, and it's fun to be on the road with your brothers trying to upset a crowd of people. You know what I mean? So there's benefits to both sides. Coach Hahn is wanting to clasp there, he thought. Addison doing a little pullback crab position, half Nelson. He's going to try and elevate that. If you're Brock Fettig, you got to have your weight forward so he can't pull you backwards into a crab ride. See, right here, he's going to get pulled back if he continues to bring his hips back into him.
There you go, Shay.
Addison leaning on Fettig right now. How important is it for Fettig to keep those arms stiff right now?
Honestly, it's less about the upper body and more about the lower body. You see how far back his hips are? Mm-hmm. Without your hips under you, you aren't doing anything. sides would like the other guy to get stalled. I think that's a fair call. Stalemate. Get him reset. If both sides think they're stalling, let's get them back to a different position. 50 seconds on the clock. 1:10 riding time. See, that is something you can control, right? If you're Brock Fettig, you don't want to be able to. You want to be able to land in a position to get back up. If you're returned all the way to your hip and you let a leg in, this takes a lot out of you, man. It takes a lot out of you holding your base up, holding the guy's weight.
Final 10 seconds. Both sides are asking for a stall from the other.
Both coaches have the field goal posts held up, going, why are we not getting a stall call? But I can tell you, I'm not that upset about it if I'm Arizona State. A 2-minute ride out on your opponent in the second period makes it tough.
Addison will go down.
Fettig goes optional. So this is...
Look at the perspiration dripping off Addison's face.
Shot from Addison. Runner off from Brock Fettig towards the single leg. He's going to have to bring this back to the middle. He's going to want to bring this back to the middle. You shouldn't worry about his left hand. You should worry about kicking like that. That's 3.
And we'll go back to center.
So you see here, it was off a re-attack by Brock Fettig, a quick run around the single. He stops worrying about his left hand being grabbed, big right leg kick, high leg in the air, that's 3. And now you're looking at that. Riding time is a factor, right? So if you're Brock Fettig, how are you going to wrestle this match? Big kick. So now this is gamesmanship here. You keep your toes in until the count gets high, and then you walk your toes out. Nothing.
And Addison has that point of riding time for the moment.
And if you get too focused on the riding time too, I mean, we got 1:20 left in the match, right? So if you're Addison, I mean, regardless of what happens with his riding time, man, you got to get out and get a takedown. Yeah. That's what you're looking to do. Brock Fettig looking to get a big return. What I would say is you can't get reversed if you're Brock Fettig. You can't get reversed. Fettig makes it a different match.
And Fettig is wearing down that riding time right now as well.
Hey man, kudos to these guys. You know, like we said, records of 5-5, 5-6. 2 guys coming in a pretty volatile environment each direction, and it's for your team, right? You know, it's for you, but it's for your team. You got a 1:16 riding time, minute to go. I mean, if you're Brock Fettig, you probably eat a stall call here.
Ooh.
9 seconds until that riding time isn't a factor. You got 54 on the clock. That's some Jackrabbit fans that got a lap full of sweat.
That youngin to the right was kind of creeping towards what I believe is his father, and thankfully Addison hit the chair right to his left and didn't actually hit him. And they're laughing about it.
So now if you're Brock Fettig, you roll wrists. Yep. You roll wrists. You see him reaching wrist. Roll wrist. Roll the wrist forward. You don't want to get your elbows too deep. You don't want to get too extended. If you're Addison, takedown, escape takedown wins. If I'm here, I'm not letting him go. I'm eating a stall call. Man, I sound like a broken record, but it's just like that stall. Nothing's been stalled to Fettig, so you can stand up and you could get stalled 3 times, and that's when you would lose. You're not gonna get stalled 3 times in 19 seconds. So now you release that. You release that. He's going to have to cut him. If you're Brock Fettig, you still don't have a stall call. You don't need to pressure in. You just need to stay there. Stay locked on the elbows. It's a big win for Jackrabbit Nation. It's got to feel good if you're Brock Fettig.
So Fettig reaches the finish line, and he'll pick up the decision victory at 184.
So you see here, this is what decided it, right? That takedown, big kick. What you won't see in the highlight is a ride out like Fettig put together.